Greetings, folks. It's me, Giglem, and welcome to one of the bonus episodes, or probably the only bonus episode for Crash Bandicoot. We are playing the level that was cut from development very late into the game, Stormy Ascent. This level was touted as being too hard for Crash that it was cut, and the only way to play it legitimately is to either Game Shark it, or just find yourself one of the prototypes of the game and just play it that way. But I will say this level is hard, and you saw that weird glitchy brick there. That's supposed to be like a Brio token or something, or just it's an unknown token. And I recommend that if you're going to get the gem for this level, I recommend that you avoid that token. But yeah, this level is so brutal. It's one of the hardest levels in the game, and I think it's even harder in Insane Trilogy because of how because of how certain things are handled. But yeah. Oh, you don't know how close that I was to losing a mask. But this is a brutal level. This is the hardest level in the game, and it's such a shame that this level couldn't have made it into the final as a key. Like, it could have been made optional, like a post-game level or something like that, but yeah. Besides, we're only just at the first checkpoint. Also, see this thing right here? It's the only time this thing appears in the level. Weird, right? But yeah, if you spin away one of those glitched up tokens, you'll be able to get the gem, because those tokens are not required to get the gems in this version of the game specifically. And yeah. And unfortunately, that was a bad run. Now, there's a good reason why this is the only time I'm going to be using save states. Because if I die, I don't get the gem. Besides, this is going to be 100%, so I might as well I'll just keep that gem run going. Now, this first part may be a bit difficult, but it is nothing too hard, and of course I get a phone call. Whew. Gonna have to cut that out in post-recording. That's about like 3 minutes I'm gonna have to cut out of footage. I apologize. Apologize for 3 minutes worth of absolutely nothing. Okay, let's get back into action. Okay. As soon as you jump on this, spin it away so that way you won't crash the game, because I tested this myself to see what would happen if I collect all three. Well, by complete accident. And sure enough, it crashes the emulator, and if you test it on actual hardware, it will crash the game. Crash. I will say that I'm glad I don't have to do relics in this version in particular, and I'm so glad that they're completely optional in Insane Trilogy. Because, as the title would say, I'd be driving myself insane. Insane in the membrane. Besides, I can't not do, like this, I can't not do this stage. I'm probably gonna be here for a while. So even if I only have 5 lives, the lives are not gonna matter for me because I have a save state to restart the stage every time. Besides, I need to use that save state because if I dare go back to the map, it will soft lock the game too. I always hate stairs in situations like that. And I swear this stage is much harder in the Insane Trilogy because of one thing alone. Oh yeah, that's your second and only mask for this level. There is no third mask in this level at all. Yeah. This level is full of devious tricks. It's also got some weird spike collision detection. Still have this level fresh in my memory. And I do know that there's some really devious stuff in this level, and oh boy. I'm gonna die a lot. Oh yeah, this guy. While you can take a shortcut, I'd rather have my masks. And okay. Also, watch this. I love doing that. It's all about Crash Olympics. This one's really quick. And I did it on my first try. That life's not really gonna matter much, but still. This one you want to wait for. Okay. Wait. Like that. Hey. Alright, for a second there I thought that was going to be another token. Thing is that the third token, instead of being placed somewhere else, is like right at the very end of the stage. How did that hit me? Did I hit a spike and not notice? Oh well, at the very least I made it. Oh well. At least the stage is gonna be a lot harder. Thank you, wonky collision detection. Haha. I'm probably not going to be able to get this done very quickly because the ending part is a pain. The ending part is a real pain. Ah, here it is. Here's the second area. Here's the second area with the second glitched up token. Sadly, there is no Brio. Like, I wish someone would hack this game to bring in the Brio stage that's in the Insane trilogy. Yeah, you want to be quick on those, but okay. As soon as you... Yeah, that was a really gutsy move from me, not gonna lie. Never mind, I'm hosed, I am hosed because the last part is going to be a lot harder. Oh. Oh. I have no masks, and this last part is going to be a lot harder for me because of the fact that I have no masks. Because the last part, especially in the Insane trilogy, is the one reason why this level is just way too hard. Let's start off with exhibit number 1. You see that beaker right there? Okay, exhibit number 2. I swear I have a much harder time. Whoa, that was close. I hate this thing right here. I hate this thing. Yeah, that's why. Well, back to the beginning we go. And what sucks is that I really wish I could have been able to fit this into the into the finale. And I'm not sure if I'm going to cover the localization differences because I'm not sure if I'll be able to in such a short time. Because I do want to go over what's different in the Japanese version. If I have to take some footage from YouTube and give credit, I would. I would just talk over about what's different because Japanese version is the one version that a lot of speedrunners use to do 100% runs because the Japanese version is faster in some ways. You get certain, like there are certain, like I don't know what it is, but there are just certain things that make the Japanese version much more optimal towards speedrunning. And let's just try that again because I don't want to lose my masks. Hey, I was doing so well too. I got to the end. Right. At the very least, I can just speed through all this. Yeah. I do that every time so that the emulator doesn't crash. Heh, crash. Because I'm playing Crash. Anyway. I don't know what else I'm going to be able to record today because my family's not going to come home for another night as they decided. So, at the time of this recording, that is. So, I think I might record the rest of Plants vs. Zombies so I can actually close that Let's Play. Because it's gone on for quite a while, and I just wanted to show off a few more things. Like, I'm probably gonna have to settle for what I have now because the streak ones, like the only one I'd be able to feasibly get in terms of the streak achievements is the like survival endless one, because like I've gotten very far in iZombie Endless, but I'm just never able to get to the 10 to the lucky number 10, and Vase Breaker I just plain suck at. It's disappointing, I know, such as falling to my death, but it's something I really wish I could just do on camera one of these days. I just lack the willpower and skills of Vase Breaker that my dad has, and it's just I really wish I had that kind of knowledge, because no matter what strategies I come up with, I can never do it. Oh, ah, but yeah, I might as well just record me getting some remaining achievements such as Grounded, Good Morning, and such, and show off the Yeti Zombie, then just record the last episode of the last minigame. It was a fun ride with Plants vs. Zombies, as well as a fun ride with Crash Bandicoot, because I'm surprised I got recorded in a day. Like, by the time I was finished, it was practically midnight. I never get chances to record stuff like this very often. Hey, come on. See that bird right there? It's possible to jump over that bird, but it's possible that bird can also have its hitbox clip through the terrain and screw you out of a mask, or even kill you. I gotta wonder, are there any, like, is there like a subcategory for Crash Bandicoot called maskless, where people don't get masks at all, or even if they were forced to get masks because the or even if they're forced to get masks, they still can't get hit because they, like, I guess that would practically be perfect, but still, like, are maskless runs a thing for Crash Bandicoot? Because I would like to see that, because it's entirely possible to break open a mask crate and avoid the mask altogether. Hey, I'm not mad enough to go for the platinum in Stormy Ascent. Stormy Ascent is freaking brutal. All because of that last part, no joke. That last part is much harder to time because of the new physics. On top of that, this spike area at the very end, if you've carried a couple of masks in that and you missed the vulture, the freaking bounce from the spike will give you enough height to bounce on a vulture, so that way you could save yourself. And that's what I did in the NPC run. But unfortunately in Insane Trilogy, you don't get any height, which means if you touch the spike pit at all, you're hosed. You are hosed, and you have to try that last section again. And that last section is what makes is what really drives home that this stage is just not pulling any punches. This is your ultimate test. I wonder how fast someone can beat this level and get the gem in it. That was bad! Recording curse. We're already 17 minutes into this recording, and I've only gone so far, and I'm still trying to get past that one part. I hate certain parts with the stairs, and they're over like spike pits. Whoa, that was close, but that was awesome. Okay. Just gotta do this every time. It's a violent cycle, but I'll... Ugh. One thing why I also prefer Crash 1 over 2 in certain ways is that despite Crash's jank control and slow jump, at the very least the level design is built around that. And again, aside from a few levels, the levels don't last too long. And whenever I finally beat them, I feel really satisfied because I cleared a massive challenge. God damn. This is probably my third time trying to beat this level. Or fourth or fifth. I can't remember how many times I've beaten them, but it's probably on hand. Oop, nope. Can't leave you behind. But, oi. It's kind of like Cuphead in a way, where it's just, in terms of getting the perfect run, all you have to do is just... like, if you die, in some ways you realize that it's your fault because either you timed yourself too early, or you just hesitated because of the freaking moving platforms. Like, I think at least now is a good time to mention some localization differences with the English and Japanese versions. Japanese versions has a few levels swapped. It also removes the password feature from the US version, meaning that you have to use saves to get past the game. All the while, some levels are easier because of the Aku Aku hints, because if there's an Aku Aku hint at the beginning of the level, it will grant the player an instant Aku Aku, but at the cost of one box being removed, because that would have been the Aku you would have broken. Aku Aku provides hints, and there are a pretty good amount of them. I really wish I could have read some offhand, because I do like how informative they are, and how descriptive they make the areas feel. Like, there's a few on Bandipedia, but I really wish Bandipedia didn't use Wikia, because Wikia is such a ram hog. Like, it's okay to have ads on your page, but if they're gonna slow down your entire website, then you have a problem. Don't say, how dare you use ad blocker if your freaking website is slowed down by the number of ads. People had to use ad blocker so it can run. But that's besides the point. I just wish, like, there's probably Crash Mania, which is a blog blog fan site that covers a lot of Crash knowledge and such as like localization, cut content, and such. I'm not talking about, like, say, Twin Sandy cut content, because I think there's still a work-in-progress website known as Beyond Twin Sandy for that, and it's still a work in progress, and I jumped too early! It's a good thing my commentary is making up for the lack of jump cutting. Oh, what? Okay. Jankness with Crash Bandicoot. Naughty Dog. The heck is the hell? The something. Alright. The hell is collision detection. In terms of swearing, I'm pretty sure hell and damn is probably as far as I'll go. Even when things get tough. Gotta time this right. I hate stairs like these. Oy, that'd be hell. Just imagine, you're just walking and suddenly the stairs turn to a slide. Hey, there'd be lawsuits up the wazoo. I like saying that up the wazoo. Because I can't really say certain things because I want to make sure I'm at least mostly PG-13, because there's going to be a lot of stuff I'm going to have to cut out in terms of rage. I know I'm going to have to cut out a bunch of rage from fumbling in the dark because recording curse, and of course fumbling in the dark is one of the worst stages in the game. I prefer to play Sunset Vista over fumbling in the dark. I prefer to play the high road over fumbling in the dark. I would much rather play one of the worst stages in Mega Man X6 or Sonic Forces than play Fumbling in the Dark. It's that awful. Okay. Timing that thing can be such a pain. Alright, there's our second and last Daku. It's times like this that I really wish I could just play a ROM hack of this game that at least puts this level in a similar place as Insane Trilogy, and all you need is just the key for it. And when collecting the gem, you'd probably get 101%. Now, it's possible to actually spin on those spikes, but I haven't tried it. But some speedrunners do it to make quick work of the level. Big giant leaps. Giant leaps are your friends for this one. Hey. Okay. Well, never mind about keeping one of the masks. That's gonna make this stage a whole lot harder here. Whoa, that was close. Oh well. Okay, every single box. You want to be careful with this area because those spikes can clip through. And I did it without getting hit. Nice. Alright. It's much less bothersome in the Insane Trilogy version. I don't know how many more times I'm going to mention Insane Trilogy version, but many of you are going to get my point about it. It's much less bothersome because certain hitboxes aren't as... Blah! Good thing that was there to catch me. Anyways, this is where your second token is. If it weren't glitchy, I'd collect it, but I can't, so like, even if I only collect 2, I'd be fine, but still. Yeah, you want to head for them when they're retracted, so that when they protract, and I screwed up, which means I'm not going to have an easy time against the last part. Meaning I'm probably going to be set back even a ways. Meaning that when they protract, you'd be there in time to be caught. Yeah. You want to make sure you do not jump. You want, like, you do not walk on this when it's retracted, because if it's still as retracted, you're gonna be sliding towards your death unless you're lucky enough to get caught. Whoa. I swear, I usually don't jump on that part because I end up just, because I would just walk on the dang thing in the first place. Well, so much for progress. Ugh. I'll be back in a moment. Unfortunately, I know this level enough to be able to make it pretty much a breeze. Oops, I got one of them, so I have to spin the next one I see. Like, you see that right there. That's definitely a Brio token, considering its placement. If it was a Tana token, it would be, it's either a Brio token or a Cortex token. I've never seen all three of them in a same level, so, but considering it's, like, right there, it could possibly be a Brio or, it's possibly a Brio token or something, but I'm gonna have to spin the second one away. I don't think that box is worth getting the Wumpa Fruit from. I gotta make sure I don't get hit by that dumb spike placement. Okay. Jumped on it just in time. I don't know what's the point of that one platform right there. Whoa. I want to be careful. Yeah. Just let the platforms catch you. That is your best strategy with levels like these. Jump over here. Start jumping in advance. This part. I'm going to wait until it's perfect enough. Whoa! So I can do that. Do 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 do. You don't know how nervous that one section is, and that's one of the many reasons. Now, I love the way Namita puts this level in terms of level design clearly. It's as if Eco Tolot created a crash level. I don't know why, but if you've been around the Neolemics community, you'd know that Eco Tolot's good at making very good, long, and difficult levels. Like, lengthy, difficult levels. Not saying it a certain way, because I know there are some people that are immature about it. But, still. My point is that, this level is pretty lengthy, and this level is pretty difficult. That part is so hard to perfect, because I have to book it and have to jump on the second to last step so I avoid the spike. Now, you want to wait until that thing protracts, then just position yourself so that way you could screw up like that, of course. Of course. The moment I actually get it right that one time, of course, the moment I get it right that time, I end up screwing it up super hard. And we're only 30 minutes into the recording. Hey. All this just trying to prove my worth. Because I've done this without abusing save states where I just put a save state for every checkpoint. Because I'm going to respect the original game's rules, and the only time I'm going to use this save state is just to restart the level so I can still get the gem, because if I die at least once, I know that the gem tally will be skipped, meaning I still don't get the gem. Ah ha ha! I'm getting flashbacks. I wanted to keep that. Because your masks are vital. You want to save them for the last point, because because getting to the last point without masks is just, it's just basically the level just becoming near impossible. I can see why this level got cut, but it's brought back because of popular demand and people knew enough of it, so I could just keep screwing up like that. Now, I could easily show the prototype if I so wish, like I do have that ROM on my computer, so I'd probably show The other thing is just like I want to show the E3 prototype and just show certain stages that were changed, because I know certain stages were much more evil in the original that required a certain trick that not a lot of people are going to be able to do. Holy mother of pearl. I'm not going to question that, because as soon as I question it, I'm going to regret it. Oh wait. Because I don't want to have to use Game Shark codes, because I do not have like a complete understanding of it. Because my issue is trying to figure out how to show off the beta versions of certain stages, like Beta Sunset Vista, when really, like, there's not much different with Beta Sunset Vista. It's just a few platforms on top. Well, with those few platforms, like, you have, like, moving fire platforms, and it's just, it's kind of a bit devious. Alright, away with you, away with you, giant leap, get rid of this, another giant leap. Okay, gotta make another giant leap. No, instead of making the giant leap, I get hit. And before the... Ha ha ha. I guess I'm not gonna have an easy time with this last part, aren't I? I was trying to... Right. It's all about jumping in advance. Right. I was worried that I was a bit more forward than that. Now get on the thing. That area looks like there'd be more boxes there, no joke. Okay. Jump on this, spin away the token. Okay, when I approach that one section, like, be sure to wait. Oh, okay. When I approach that one section, jump on it. Yeah. Don't waste any time with certain platforms, because wasting any time could mean death. Wait. Alright, one hit away from Doom. We're already at that one part. It doesn't matter how low I am with the Vulture, I'll still make the jump. It's much easier to make the jump in the in this version. Now I'm at now for the most brutal one, and probably one I'm gonna fail at because I have no masks. And I did it! I did it! Yes! Yeah, I only collect one of them, but it's not required because that is the end of the stage. Yes! I did it without any masks too. Let's count that as gem number 27. In fact, like, you see 0 gems, because that's not like a proper gem, it's just going to count, it's not going to count as a proper, like, you get the idea. But yeah, that is Stormy Ascent. So I really hope you enjoyed this bonus episode, even though it's one level, but covering Crash Bandicoot was a fine experience, and I was so happy to do this as my next Let's Play. Anyway, if you want to donate, there'll be a link in the description below. If, actually 2 links in the description below. And if you want to keep following up with, following my, my content, just subscribe, share with some friends, etc., etc. But Yeah, I've been Giggling, and I shall bid you guys adieu. Count that as another clear in the Stormy Ascent book. Now that this episode is uploaded to YouTube, I'm going to be taking a hiatus till the next year, i.e. January 2020, since that is close by. I'm going to be working on a holiday project, while at the same time going to be recording a little anniversary video to celebrate 10 years of my channel. I thank all of you who tuned in for all my uploads as of this year, and I'm glad I have been able to finally start uploading videos like normal again, even if they weren't the ones I saw myself doing until a certain point. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in January with the remaining bonus Crash episodes.
This just in, this chicken can drive!
Oh, that's right! The next Grand Prix is tomorrow! I guess I'll be busy with that, too.